But I thank God we made it back to Memphis safely. Jason and I did over 1,600 miles on a trip down to Texas. And let me tell you, man, Jason can ride. So I just thank God for Jason, fellow Caliente Goldwing rider Jason.
Goldwing Rider, a shadowy flight into the dangerous world of a man who is fearless. A young loner on a crusade to champion the cause in a world of reckless automobiles. These are my motovlogs.
What's up, YouTube? This is your boy Chris, out on the Goldwing. Out on the Goldwing, the most luxurious motorcycle in the world. What's going on, everybody? I just like to thank God for allowing me to make it back to Memphis safely. Jason and I took a road trip down to Texas the other day, and we had a good ride. In spite of all of the rain and wind that we hit out there on the interstate, out there on I-40 westbound, we hit a lot of wind on our way down to Texas. Man, I was riding sideways down I-40. You got to be careful when you're traveling down I-40 on these bikes, man, with all those big trucks and that Arkansas flatland. We get a lot of wind coming across I-40, coming up out the south. So I was riding sideways, but I thank God that I made it safely. We did hit a couple of traffic jams out there. As a matter of fact, the traffic came into a stop. It came all the way to a halt for a good while, and we just sat there on the bikes, and we ended up taking off the rain gear because it was heating up, it was getting warm, so we did get the opportunity right there on I-40, stuck in traffic, to take off the rain gear to complete our ride to Texas. So I'd like to thank Brother Cowboy and Sister Sue. Brother Cowboy took us down to the Oasis out there in Texas, a nice restaurant, and fed us good out there at the Oasis. Man, I tell you what, that was some good eating. I loved it, had a good time. So thank you, Brother Cowboy. Out there in Dallas, Texas, Cowboy took us over to his house, and we hung out in his backyard at I call it the Cowboy Oasis. Swimming pool, hot tub, man, all the extra trimmings. This Kirby Whitten? Yeah, this Kirby Whitten. So yeah, even played on Cowboy's putting green. He got a putting green in his backyard. Had a fun time on the putting green. Even hit me a hole-in-one out there on the putting green. I think Jason enjoyed it too. He was out there teeing off on Cowboy's putting green. So I thank Brother Cowboy for letting us play on your putting green. And while I was there, I got the opportunity to look at Brother Cowboy's motorcycle lift. I've seen it on his YouTube channel. I've seen pictures of it, but I got the opportunity to actually play with it. Man, that is one nice motorcycle lift. Brother Cowboy has one of the best motorcycle lifts that I've seen, better than some shops. He got it cut into the floor. Very professional, very nice. So shouts out to you, Brother Cowboy. I had the opportunity to sit down and talk with Sister Sue. We talked and just enjoyed the conversation, had a real good time hanging out with Sister Sue and Brother Cowboy. And while I was there, Brother Cowboy talked me into playing his slot machine. You know, I don't generally play slots. I will buy a lottery ticket every now and then. Not a big gambler, or not much of a gambler as I can say, but I will buy a lottery ticket. But Brother Cowboy talked me into playing his slot machine. I don't generally play slots. So I did play one spin on Brother Cowboy's slot machine. So we just had a good time hanging out at Brother Cowboy's, playing on his golf course and just hanging out in his backyard, playing on the slot machine and just having a good time. Got the opportunity to even catch up with Cruise Man Garage. Cruise Man Garage came out to our hotel, met up with me, and his good friend Bubba Smith. Bubba also has a 2018 Honda Goldwing. And Bubba Smith and Cruise Man Garage, Jason and I, along with Brother Cowboy, we rode on down to Cycle Gear out there in Texas. Cycle Gear, man, it's a Cycle Gear everywhere you go. They got some good deals at Cycle Gear, man. And Brother Cowboy got into trouble. He even bought some heated gear when he was down at Cycle Gear. And of course, they blamed it on me. They said that when you ride with Caliente, you better have some money, because Caliente will make you spend the money. I think the jury's still out on that, though. So I just had a good time hanging out with Brother Cowboy, Sister Sue, and Bubba, and Cruise Man Garage. Cruise Man Garage took us to an all-you-could-eat barbecue. Yeah, all-you-could-eat barbecue. You don't even see places like that in Memphis. But in Texas, all-you-could-eat barbecue. It was good, too. I was surprised. Man, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Woo! So thank God for Cruise Man Garage taking us out to the barbecue, all-you-could-eat. Had a good time there. And while we was there, Jock, I'd like to give a shout out to Jock. Jock came up from Houston, Texas. So Jock found out we was in Dallas, and he drove all the way up from Houston, Texas, man, and hung out with us. So I thank God for Jock, a good friend of Teaspoon. Speaking of Teaspoon, he wanted to go with us, but he had a lot going on with his birthday, and he had a cold and just some things going on. He couldn't make it, but he really wanted to be there. So shouts out to you, Teaspoon. I know you wanted to be there, but there will be another time. Trust me, Teaspoon. We're going to get it in, my brother. So shouts out to Teaspoon. And also, I'd just like to thank Jock for, after we left Texas, Jock gave us an escort up to Lawton, Oklahoma. Lawton, Oklahoma. Got the opportunity to meet up and hang out with Black Flash, the tech-savvy rider. Implemented new technology. He modified his 2015 Honda Goldwing. That Goldwing later became known as Black Flash, the extreme of the extremist lighted go bike. So shouts out to Carnell Lucky, man. I appreciate you. Carnell, man, I tell you the truth. His bike, let me tell y'all, Black Flash look better in person than it does on YouTube and on television. You know, I used to think that his bike had too many lights on it, but when I first got the opportunity to see Carnell's Black Flash in person, man, the bike looks amazing. Keeps it clean, the colors are matching and flowing, the lights are bright, it looks real good, man. So I just like to thank God for Black Flash for giving us a tour up there in Lawton, Oklahoma. He took us up to the mountains, y'all. I didn't even know the mountains had all that up in there. Houses, lakes, you know. I had no idea. I mean, riding down the main highway, it just looks like a mountain. But once you actually go over in there, man, people are living there, houses are there. Just a lot of entertainment. And you could actually get lost up in there. I mean, it's just that big. When he first told me, man, you can get lost up in there, I thought, I don't know about that. But when I got up in there and got to riding around, I was like, yeah, he's right. You can get lost up in there. So I'd like to thank Carnell for taking us to the mountains out there in Oklahoma and showing us around. And I can't forget about Joe McGee. Joe McGee was actually invited by Brother Carnell, and he actually led us. Joe McGee. I'd like to thank Joe McGee. He said he's going to be at Wingding. Joe McGee lives in the Dallas area. He actually drove up from Dallas to Lawton prior to us getting there. I didn't even know he was going to be there. And he actually took us on a tour into the mountains. Joe McGee, Carnell, myself, along with Jason. And we just had a good time, man. I didn't even realize that it was wildlife out in those mountains like that. I knew it was a possibility, but man, they had all kinds of bulls or longhorns or whatever you guys have up there. I mean, they was right on the side of the road. Freaked me out, man. I'm not used to that. I'm used to maybe a deer or something, but not used to longhorns on the side of the road. You guys could keep those those large animals. But I enjoyed it, man. It was a good ride. We had a good time. Had a real good time out there in Lawton, Oklahoma. I'd just like to thank Brother Carnell. I was watching Carnell vid, the one he just recently put up, and he talked about that sometimes he get discouraged and sometimes want to quit. But I'd just like to say to you, Carnell, or anybody that's watching my video, don't give up, don't give out, and don't give in. You know, that's part of being human. We all get discouraged sometimes. We all need a pep talk. We all need to be uplifted. You know, we all need to be motivated. Don't give up, don't give out, don't give in. When you feel like quitting, if you feel like you're at the end of your rope, tie a knot in it and hang on. But don't give up, don't give out, and don't give in. Yeah, Carnell, I tell you, man, sometimes I feel the same way. I know how you feel. Sometimes I want to quit. Sometimes I want to throw in the towel, and sometimes I want to give it up. Sometimes with these motor vlogs, man, sometimes you just hit a glass ceiling and you start asking yourself, you know, where do I go from here? You know, what's in it for me? You know, I entertain a lot of people. I make a lot of videos. I put a lot of time into what I do. I spend a lot of money in buying things to review and show it to the viewers. But what's in it for me? So lots of times you start feeling discouraged. You need to be motivated. And sometimes you want to give up. So don't give up, Carnell. Don't give in and don't give out. I know what you mean. I feel the same way sometimes. And let me just make a quick apology to those that was along my route when I went to Texas. I know some of you was messaging me, leaving comments saying that I'm in your area and I'm by your house and I'm in your town and you wanted to meet up with me. But due to time restraints, it was just impossible to do. So I just like to apologize for any of you that wanted to meet up with me. It will be another time, trust me. So I just like to apologize to you guys as well. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. I just like to thank each and every one of you, all of my viewers, all of my subscribers, everybody that watch my videos. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. If you guys like this video, hit the like button. If you haven't already, subscribe to this YouTube channel. This is your boy Chris, out on the Goldwing, the most luxurious Goldwing in the land. And I will talk to you guys later. See you. But I thank God we made it back to Memphis safely. Jason and I did over 1,600 miles on a trip down to Texas. And let me tell you, man, Jason can ride. He just gets on his bike and he rides. So I just thank God for Jason, fellow Caliente Goldwing rider Jason.